Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Flip Don't Flop. My name is Adrian Donovan, and in this video we're going to be unboxing some more online arbitrage. So these are the kinds of pairs that we have purchased on sites such as eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari in hopes of getting a nice deal and flipping them for some profit. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. It would be very much appreciated. And with that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. So we have 7 orders to unbox in this video, and I think they are mainly a mixture of eBay and Poshmark. To be honest, we don't really find very many pairs on Mercari, but we do occasionally. We have these. This is a pair of women's Prada slip-on ballet flats, and these are nice because, as you can see there, they have the Prada spell out on the bow. They're in really good condition. I do see that the footbed could definitely use a bit of cleaning. It actually seems like this one is a little bit dirtier, but that's really easy to clean that. We actually will use a magic eraser and kind of clean up the footbed, and it does a very good job of cleaning it up. We sell this kind of Prada very, very often, and they sell quite well. These could definitely use a bit of polish, but they are honestly in very, very good condition. Definitely happy about these. Okay, so it looks like we gave $52.32 for this pair of women's Prada slip-on ballet flats. That is pretty much like what we get these for. We get these for that price like pretty consistently. We sometimes get them for a little bit cheaper, but we usually have to pay up about $50 to get a pair like similar to this. I don't see any trouble at all in getting $130 for this pair. That should be pretty easy to get $130 for these. Like I said, we have sold this style of Prada so many times over the years. It's a really good OA pair to find because I find them so often. So if we sell them for $130, which I'm sure we can, after fees and shipping, we will stand to profit about $55 on this pair. Wow. Looks like these are in very, very good condition. Very impressive. Now, with this pair, the picture quality was kind of lackluster, so it was a little bit hard to determine exactly what I should be expecting with this pair. But at first glance, very, very happy. It looks like these have not been worn very much. So this is a pair of men's Mark Nason ankle boots. We sell Mark Nason quite well. And with Mark Nason, pretty much the more distressed, the more embellished it is, the better they will sell. They will sell for faster and usually for quite a bit more money. These, they don't have a lot going on with them. They do have like the dragon there on the side, which we see all the time with Mark Nason. So with Mark Nason, the ones that you really want to shoot for are the ones that are made in Italy, which, like I said, these are. Pretty much any of the ones that are made in Italy are worth pretty good money. They're nice and clean on the inside. Another thing, too, with Mark Nason, they almost always have a dragon right there, like on the zipper. It's usually either a dragon or I think they sometimes have a cross too, but it's pretty much always one of the two. Yeah, these are in fantastic condition. Okay, so this was a very excellent find. We snagged these for just $51.50. Considering their condition, that is a phenomenal price. Like I said, I do wish they had a little bit more going on than just like the dragon here on the side. They have like, usually a lot of Mark Nason, they have like a lot of distressing and they have like a lot of embellishments on them. They have like some embroidery work. Some of them have like exotic skin. So these are a little bit on the plain side, so that will of course make it to where they're not worth quite as much. But I still think it should be pretty easy to sell these for $150, just because they're in such good condition, and they are a good size too. So with that being said, after fees and shipping, we should stand to profit about $75 on this pair of Mark Nason Italy boots. This is the original car shoe. So if you have never heard of the original car shoe, it is a brand that is owned by and made by Prada. Has a dust bag. These were actually listed as brand new, so I'm going to be quite cautious when looking at them to make sure they actually are brand new. Because unfortunately, with online arbitrage, there are quite a few pairs that are listed as new, but they actually aren't new. So like in addition to like looking for signs of wear, I'm looking for any kind of like storage defects, or maybe if they were a store model, to see if there are any defects that would make it to where I would need to list these as new with defects, because if that is the case, that does affect the price quite a bit. With them being like gold, they're going to show pretty much everything. Definitely feel comfortable listing these as new. They do appear to be new to me. Actually, there is a tiny, tiny defect right there on the toe. It's a bit unfortunate. So it looks like we will need to list these as new with defects. Other than that, they look excellent. And this pair even has the original price of $350. Now, with the original car shoe, it is, of course, nowhere near as popular as Prada, but it does still sell, and it still sells okay. I typically will need to price these like 30% or so lower than a pair of Prada to get it to sell. Maybe a little bit more or less. It just really depends on the style. It looks like we gave $55.64 total for this pair of new women's car shoe moccasins. That's a great, great deal, even considering they do have a really minor defect on the toe. Again, that will affect the price. I think I would be okay selling these for $150, considering they have that spot on the toe. And actually, on further inspection, they have a couple of scratches too, like on the sides. Nothing major whatsoever, like barely noticeable, but they are there. So we will have to list these new with defects. It looks like they were likely a store model somewhere. If they didn't have those defects, I would definitely sell them for more, probably like closer to $200. So we'll list these at $150, and after fees and shipping, we will stand a profit about $70 on this pair. So what we have here is a pair of men's John Fluvog lace-up Chukka boots. I do see they have a fair amount of discoloration around like the side here. I think some of this could be factory intended, but I know some of it is not. There's some more discoloration there on the side. I think that the discoloration around like this part is actually factory intended, but I think like the discoloration on the side is from wear, from use. And I think the toes actually are meant to be like this, because they're in pretty darn good condition overall. Like we gave $40.32 for this pair. That's a pretty good price, even considering the discoloration around the sides. I would probably expect us to sell this pair for about $120. I think any more than that, and they're probably going to sit just a bit too long. After fees and shipping, we should stand a profit about $60 on this pair of men's John Flutevog lace-up Chukka Boots. Now these are actually pretty interesting. I don't recall seeing a pair quite like this before. What we have here is a pair of women's Prada slip-on loafers. They have a huge, like, Prada horse bit piece of hardware on the toes. And it's kind of a style I've never seen before. So that's a little bit interesting. They definitely are authentic. Footbed is pretty clean. There's not really a lot of wear. Now, these are suede, so need to examine the suede pretty thoroughly because there isn't a ton you can do with suede to help clean it up, fix it up. But we do have a few methods to kind of clean it up. Now, like all the methods that we do to help clean up shoes, they're fast and effective. I'm not looking to spend a ton of time on any given pair unless they're very valuable, just because there are so many pairs to process through. But they just need a good brushing, pretty much, and I think they'll be pretty good. Probably going to use the lighter on, like, near the toes here to help clean up some of that ugly looking suede that is just kind of like gotten a bit frayed from use. They're actually in really good condition. So we got these for a great deal. We only paid $34.96 for these pair of women's Prada slip-on loafers with the huge Prada lock hardware on the toes. That's a great, great price. We sell the ballet flats all of the time, and we normally sell the ballet flats for around $110 to $130 depending on the condition, the size, the color. These, to me, they're not worth quite as much as the ballet flats. Again, like, so those are ballet flats with something on them that says Prada, not just plain ballet flats. They're not worth that much unless you have something that's quite extraordinary. But I still believe these should sell for, with it being such a large piece that says Prada on them, I don't see any problem selling these for $120. So after fees and shipping, we should stand a profit about $65 on this pair. And what we have here is a pair of men's Gucci lace-up, kind of like driving shoes. They're like quite lightweight. They definitely do need a polish. They have a bit of wear to the toes, but not too bad. It is definitely something that will clean up very well with a bit of polish. Just checking to make sure these are authentic. It's actually a pretty big wear spot right there, but polish will clean that up very well. Any shoes that are black or like dark brown, they're pretty easy to clean up with polish. It's just like the lighter colored shoes that are tough to make look good with polish. These do seem to be authentic to me. It's a pretty good quality driving shoe. So it looks like we gave $57.91 for this pair of men's Gucci lace-up driving shoes. That's an excellent, excellent price. Always happy to get men's Gucci for that price, especially if they have something that indicates they are Gucci, such as the green and red band here, or like GG monogram. Anything that indicates that it's Gucci, if you're able to get it for around that price, it's a pair of men's shoes, it's likely a pretty good find. These will look quite nice once they are polished up, and I don't think there should be any problem at all at selling these for about $180. So after fees and shipping, we should stand a profit about $95 on this pair, making these so far the best find. Alright, Now what we have here is a pair of men's Allen Edmonds lace-up like combat boots. This is the Andover model. So with Allen Edmonds, like pretty much any kind of nicer combat boot is usually worth pretty good money. And these, the uppers, are in fantastic condition. We will go ahead and polish them just to make them shine just a bit more. But they already look really, really nice. Very high quality boot. Very well constructed. One thing to look for is a lot of times these little metal pieces will fall off. But it looks like both boots have all of them on there still, thankfully. They are a pretty good size. They are very, very clean on the inside. Overall, just a very nice quality boot. Okay, so we got these for a great deal. We paid just $51 for this pair. Considering their condition, I don't see any trouble getting about $150 for this pair. Any of the like really high quality, really durable Allen Edmonds like combat boots, they sell really well. And Allen Edmonds is a pretty good online arbitrage opportunity, but you have to be really careful because a lot of Allen Edmonds are not worth very much, especially just like the loafers and Oxfords. But there are some models that are worth flipping with online arbitrage, and there are certain colorways and certain widths. These are just medium width. Now, if these were wide width, I would easily charge probably an extra 20 to 30% on top of the price, and I know they're still going to move. These are like size 9 medium, which is not a bad size at all. With Allen Edmonds, a lot of them honestly are narrow width, so you got to be really careful if you plan to like do OA with Allen Edmonds. Any of the ones that are narrow width, I would heavily advise you pass on them because they just do not sell well at all. So after fees and shipping, we should stand to profit about $75 on this pair. Quite a nice find. So before I let you guys go, I kind of want to go over a quick overview of these 7 pairs that we purchased. So it looks like the total estimated revenue is $1,000. And the total item cost is $343.66. The total estimated profit is $483.34. Those are great numbers. They are definitely the kind of numbers that we are looking for with online arbitrage. Very, very typical. Having an average profit per piece at 70 is very strong. Definitely happy to see that. I think it's going to pretty much wrap up this video, guys. If you've got any value out of this video whatsoever, please consider subscribing. It'd be very much appreciated. Hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.